I've come seaside today to shoot a couple of rock formations on the western coast of Hokkaido. It's about 60 kilometers or 35 miles southwest of Sapporo. But unfortunately, I arrived at my location late, and there was already some photographers here that obviously when you get here on time, you get the best spot. So I scrambled to try and find a place to set up. I didn't get to film myself really taking my shots, explaining my compositions, because I was just racing. I was racing to get a shot before the sun, before the sunrise. Colors just disappeared, and obviously now it's daylight. I've lost the beautiful morning light. I fired off a bunch of shots. I don't know if any of them are usable or if they're any good. So, yeah. After the other photographers moved a bit further down the beach, I had an opportunity to capture the shot that I was looking for. After a hectic and stressful morning, I thought that it was important just to take in the view, take a breath, relax, and refocus. I was in a beautiful place, and there was still photography to be done. So earlier this morning, I didn't feel confident in the shot that I had got. So I didn't leave. I'm still here, and the light really has changed the scene quite a bit. So I'm setting up for one more composition here, and Ebisu Rock, this taller tower right here. For me, this is a much more interesting composition here. I do really like this torii gate up at the top, but I think for me, I'm going to focus on Ebisu Rock. And I really like this stone in the midground here. I probably am going to turn this into a black and white, but we'll see a little bit later. So now it's a waiting game. I can see that the sun is starting to move across the sky this way. And right now, Daikoku is blocking the sun. And so I would like some nice definition on that rock. So in editing, I'm not trying to really up the exposure on that rock. While I was waiting and shooting my B-roll, I took a shot of that peak right there. Not thinking I would use it as an image in the video, but maybe a thumbnail. Pardon the lack of introduction. I'm going to slide this one right in here. This wait has been worth it. So this little rock right there is now illuminated fully by the sun, and it has some really nice lines and definition in it, some nice cracks. So I'm going to go ahead and take the shot. I've changed my shutter speed. I think, I can't remember what I had it at before, but now it's at 200ths of a second, f10, because I want to make sure that that rock and Ebisu Rock are both nice, sharp in focus. So I'm going to go ahead and take this shot. Not the rock I was planning to photograph today, but maybe one that I couldn't have passed up. Feeling a bit more confident and happy about my morning, I decided to drive down the coast. I had no idea or a plan where I was going. I was just going to go and see what I could find. I was driving down the road and I drove past these pylons that, with all of the snow that has been blowing in one direction, it really makes them look very interesting. They almost look like they have heads on them and faces. So I quickly pulled over the car. I had to throw on my snowshoes to be able to get up here. It's just in a parking lot right by the port here, you can see. So I walked around the front side, I walked around the back side, and I couldn't find a location that I could isolate these heads. I didn't have any height to me. I couldn't get high enough to isolate them from the background. So I looked for something different. So I found this really nice curve of shadow and light. And if I shoot it from a low angle, it eliminates the background and it has a really nice contour to it. Just in between these heads right here. And you can see the background is horrible. So if I zoom in there you go. And that's what I'm going to shoot right there. I'm using a 135 millimeter lens, and I'm going to zoom it all the way up because I want to try and compress those layers. I'm shooting at 320th of a second and f8. Let me know what you think in the comments below. It's pretty abstract, maybe not for everybody, but I quite like it. In this footage from earlier, I want to show you where I captured the next two images. Right here behind the snowbank, there's a street sign, here. Unfortunately, the files corrupted when I was transferring them to my computer, so I don't have myself introducing the next two shots. Right over here at the port, I took another shot. So I didn't think I'd be back here again for a while, and I didn't want to waste an opportunity, so I thought I'd stick around till sunset and see what happens. I can already see that the clouds are nice and patchy, so the sun is setting in that direction, on the opposite direction. And so that should give me some nice light reflecting off back into the clouds and maybe onto that mountain range over there, and potentially on this peak and Ebisu and Daikoku. We'll see. I mean, there's some cliffs along here that might be blocking that light directly over here, but off into the distance and in the clouds, it should be pretty nice. I've been down here for about 45 minutes to an hour just by myself. I've shot some B-roll and a time lapse, looked at a couple of compositions, and just waited for the sun to set. Now, I'm about 20-25 minutes away from the sun setting. I've really enjoyed just being down here by myself, watching the landscape change. You know, I get to see this sky. It's amazing colors and the way that the clouds are capturing the sunlight. It's quite magical. Ebisu and Daikoku. If you've enjoyed the video today, please hit the like button. And if you want to join me on future journeys, please hit subscribe. Thanks for watching today. See you next time.